Hey everybody, this is Chelsea Shaffer.
And Kaitlin Gustave.
And this is The Score, the official podcast of the sport of team roping. This is the Team Roping Journal's semi-weekly podcast highlighting the team roping industry's top talents and influencers through stories that inspire and connect ropers. We sit down with ropers from the professional ranks as well as industry icons and producers to delve into topics that make the team roping world tick. This is season 2. It will feature even deeper interviews, storytelling, and issue-based coverage, and we are so excited you're here. Hey everybody, this is Chelsea Shaffer.
And Kaitlin Gustave.
And this is The Short Score. We are in the last week of August. It is almost Labor Day.
Oh man.
2019 is zipping by, but we've got about a month left in Pro Rodeo's regular season, so I think you guys have a lot to look forward to in the next month. First off, I want to take care of some housekeeping. Next week, The Short Score, you are going to get, instead of our usual wrap-up, Kaitlin and I are going on vacation.
Yay!
So Kaitlin, believe it or not, is going to Maui. I am going back home to Pennsylvania, so we will not produce an episode of The Short Score for next week, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be a new podcast coming to your phones, to your device, however you listen to The Short Score. We will be replacing our huge Pro Rodeo updates that we do every week with a bonus episode of The Score that will be actually a new thing we're trying. And we're trying to give you guys audio versions of the articles that are in the magazine. Mm-hmm. So next week you will hear the story of Sean Grant and GT horses, and I really hope you enjoy it. It's about the same length as The Short Score. If you don't have time to sit down and read the whole magazine, which I know a lot of you don't, you might skim, you might read parts, stories here and there. The story of the greatest rope horse trainer that you've never heard of yet will be to your phone next week.
Yeah, and when you do listen to it, send us a review. Let us know if you like it, because if you like these read stories, we'll keep doing them.
Yeah, I think they'll be a nice way for you guys to listen to stories in the truck and know a little bit more about the sport of team roping. So we're going to keep trying that. Let us know what you think. Email me, cshaffer@aimmedia.com. Check me out on Facebook or Instagram, however you want to get a hold of me, because people kind of get a hold of Kaitlin and I a whole bunch of different ways, but we love hearing from you. It definitely keeps us going. So, with that said, Before we get into everything, I want to remind you all that we are doing a Win a Day with Walt Woodard contest brought to you by MetaLab and Walt's Line of Bits. So go to theteamropingjournal.com and check out the Win a Day with Walt Woodard. You can find the banner ads up there on the site. If you haven't listened to the podcast with Walt, also brought to you by MetaLab last week, go back and listen to The Score with Walt. I really learned a lot from that interview. And now we will get to your Pro Rodeo results. Yay. It was a big week. It's always a big week, but it was the week of San Juan Capistrano, which is your hometown.
My hometown, yeah.
Hometown rodeo.
And they had Breakaway this year.
Yeah, special shout out to San Juan for adding Breakaway.
That's awesome.
I know all these cool rodeos. Rapid City had it this last weekend as well. Stephenville's going to have it, all kinds of course, shout out to all the rodeos that are adding Breakaway. We can't wait to start covering Breakaway in a bigger way. We will keep working on that in all of our free time, guys. But, so San Juan Capistrano. The big winners were Clay Smith and Jade Corkill. Of course, they were riding Marty and Huey. Somebody said on our Facebook page that if those two horses don't win Horse of the Year, I don't know who will. We have to say there's no way for Marty to win Horse of the Year. He is great. Yeah. So, if you're counting your votes, putting your votes in, guys, I guess Huey's up there. Perhaps deserves it, but Marty cannot win it. But those guys have been absolutely on fire. They picked up $9,200 for that win.
It's awesome. Big winners over the weekend were Eric Rogers and Paden Bray, earning $13,367.
This rookie just racking up the money.
He's literally took off with the Resistol Rookie title. He will be crowned champion.
Can't touch him.
No. They won Kennewick with 17.3 seconds on 3 head, and that paid over $4,000. And then they placed 5th at San Juan with a 5.1, and that paid a little over $5,000.
And then they won 9th at Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, with a 6 flat. That paid them $451. And then, of course, they were 5th at San Juan Capistrano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got some round money at Kennewick as well.
That's awesome. So, big weekend for them. They need it. They're on the bubble. Paden's close. Eric, I believe, is now in the top 15, so they are getting close.
Yeah.
The Bray family is probably, I know last time I talked to B, she was just excited. She thought, man, this is just a fun ride. So hopefully they still think it's fun and not too nerve-wracking. I know as a mom, I would sure be pretty anxious about now, but B's as cool as a cucumber, so.
Oh, speaking of Paden Bray, I saw on Facebook in one of those team roping groups, someone made a post about who's the youngest 9 heeler going. Mm-hmm. And if Paden can confirm this, I read somewhere Paden was a 9 heeler at 15 years old. And that would be the youngest. I don't know if that's right.
I don't know. I read
there's so many different
find this
posts.
out. We should ask Denny about this and maybe get Farron or somebody that's in the number system to tell us a little bit more, because somebody said that they read in the team roping journal that Dakota Kirchenschlager was the youngest number 10 when he was 16. I work for the team roping journal.
Yeah.
I feel like I know pretty well what has been in the team roping journal over the years. I don't remember writing that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know that stat. But if Julie or Kendra or somebody else wrote it, that's awesome. But we'll find out.
So I thought that was a little fun tidbit. I think if anyone knows, send in your answers and we'll get another little group going about it.
That's good. That's awesome. Speaking of team roping groups, we do have a group for people who listen to the score. You guys can give us interview ideas, question requests, all that sort of stuff. So it's the Score Listeners, Team Roping Insiders Facebook group. Join it. Let us know what you want to hear on this podcast. All right, moving back on. Spencer Mitchell, he was another big winner over the weekend.
$12,980. He roped with 3 different guys. I roped with Cody Cowden at Norco, and they won, which unfortunately he didn't official that rodeo, so that money did not count toward his earnings. That paid close to $2,000 a man. Then he roped with Tyler Worley at San Juan. They placed second with a 4.6 second run. That paid a little over $8,000. And then he went back and roped with his regular season partner, Cody Dosher, at Kennewick, and they placed 6th in the average with 18.7 seconds on 3 head, and that paid $1,516. And don't forget, they got a few round monies as well.
All right, so some other big winners over the weekend. Cal Fuller and Casper Roy, they won $8,700. Caleb Driggers and Junior Noguera, they won $7,300. Garrett Rogers picked up $6,700 roping with Garrett Busby and Colby Payne. And then Ty Blassingame, he won $5,800. He's number 2 in the world, roping with Cole Davidson and Brandon Bates. Matt Sherwood and Hunter Cook, we're going to get that right. They won $5,200, and Cale Markham and Brad Kreitz won $2,100. So it's a big week, guys. Something that we're going to look forward to in the next couple weeks, of the next couple episodes of the score. The PRCA, unlike the WPRA, does not post the rodeo count next to the standings. It's pretty helpful that the WPRA does, even though I think they have quite a few more rodeos to go to than the PRCA. But we are going to do our best to track how many rodeos everybody has left. Some guys are getting down to the nitty-gritty or having to unofficial rodeos, having to not go, stay home, just to try and save things up for that last week. Like, for example, Tyler Wade, he told me that they've got 2 rodeos, that they're going to probably have 2 rodeos left for the last week of the season if they need to go fly all over. So everybody's keeping track. This year it's 65 rodeos instead of 75, which is kind of going to affect things now in this last month. So we'll try to keep track of that, try to let you all know who's running out of rodeos, who's got plenty, who's going to be entered up in the last week of the season. All right, Resistol Rookie race. We'll just give you some highlights. That Cal Fuller, like I mentioned before, he won $8,700. He won Bremerton, Washington with a 3-4. Millerville, Alberta, they were second there with a 5-2. And Kennewick, Washington, they placed with a 4-5. They won $2,900 there. So Cal Fuller, he's still leading the heading standings.
He's slowly pulling away.
Yeah, he's been kind of in the driver's seat all year, so it's probably fitting. Other news, of course, we already mentioned on the hillside, it's all Paden Bray all the time. They won, like I said, another $13,000 over the weekend. So Paden Bray, Paden Bray, Paden Bray. So that's your Resistol Rookie update. We'll have a full update on our website for this week. So everybody, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get back at you. Remember, next Tuesday we have a different kind of episode of the Short Score. It is an audio version of the greatest horse trainer that you've not heard of yet, and that is Sean Grant and GT Horses. So let us know what you think of it. Thanks, everybody.